Season 6, Episode 15 of The X-Files is called Arcadia. It's a goofy episode. I just love it. It makes me smile. It starts with a guy, Mr. Klein, driving to his home in a planned community. When he gets to his house, his neighbor Schroeder is painting Mr. Klein's mailbox. All the mailboxes have to be the same color, so he's just being neighborly. Mr. Klein is annoyed. He looks at his mail and sees that he's been sent an adorable whirligig. I love these things. He installs it outside, knowing full well that it's against the rules of the HOA. That night, something with squishy footsteps attacks and kills the Kleins. Cut to Mulder and Scully, posing as a married couple named the Petries. They move into the Kleins' old residence to investigate the Kleins' disappearance. The neighbors are very friendly and helpful, like scarily, suspiciously helpful. They immediately swoop in and help the agents move in before 6 p.m. A neighbor named Big Mike is so eager to help that he drops a box of what was actually Scully's lab equipment. The agents know the house may be a murder scene and are prepared to swab it for evidence, but find it immaculately clean.
This place is so clean you can build computer chips.
I didn't realize this was significant until I moved into my first apartment and found nothing but cat hair and a roach the size of my foot. Scully notices Big Mike's caduceus necklace and asks if he is a doctor. Now, I went to college and I got a degree in being pedantic, so I'm just going to pause and make a correction. The caduceus is indeed a symbol featuring two snakes coiled around a winged staff. It's the symbol for the god Mercury. In the United States, the caduceus is very often used as a symbol for medicine, such as in the U.S. Army Medical Corps, although this attribution is incorrect. The symbol for medicine is the rod of Asclepius, Asclepius being the Greek god of medicine. The rod of Asclepius symbol features just one snake coiled around a rod with no wings. It's found on the flag of the World Health Organization and many other logos. So now that you know this, you too can go forth and pedantically point out the incorrect use of the caduceus when you see it. Got it? Okay, let's keep going. Mulder manages to find one spot that wasn't cleaned on the ceiling fan. It looks like red teriyaki sauce. Cut to the neighbors at Mr. Gogolak's house. Gogolak is the president of the HOA. He rules over the neighbors with a pasty, liver-spotted fist, and they all live in fear of him. Mike asks if he can tell the Petries about it. He makes a good case for telling the Petries what will happen to them if they don't follow the rules. Now we start to see that the neighbors know exactly what happened to the Kleins. Later that night, Mike sees his street lamp is out. He bolts out to replace the bulb and something attacks him. The next morning, Schroeder is hosing down Mike's driveway, washing away what looks like blood. The agents go to Schroeder's house for dinner, where Schroeder is even more sus regarding Mike. Scully and Cammy go on a rock, where Cammy is super sus regarding Mike. Their rat dog runs down a storm drain and comes out covered in a goo that looks like red teriyaki sauce. In the storm drain, she sees Mike's caduceus necklace. The next morning, Mulder performs an experiment/stakeout. He sticks a pink flamingo in the yard and kicks over his mailbox. He observes the yard for hours from his front window, only pausing to pee. When he returns, all he finds is nothing. Just a flamingo on his porch and a perfectly clean, restored mailbox and a note warning/threatening him to conform before nightfall. He cheekily drags out a basketball hoop into his driveway. Schroeder and Cammy freak out and try to stop him. Cammy screams from her yard and Mulder runs over to help her. Something rises up out of the grass, but Cammy isn't screaming about that. She is looking terrified at a street lamp? It's the street lamp on her property and the bulb is broken. Someone drags the basketball hoop back into the garage. Scully comes home and hears an unseen intruder in the house. Mulder finds her and tells her about the lump in the grass. She explains that she had the goo on the Schroeder's dog tested along with the goo from the fan. It's a mix of oil, mercurochrome, bristles, and other random crap, basically garbage. Likely due to the fact that the houses were built on a landfill. The next day, Mulder digs up the yard and finds the whirligig. He goes to Mr. Gogolak and accuses him of creating a Tibetan thought form called a tulpa, which takes the form of a trash monster. He believes Gogolak created it to enforce the rules of the HOA. Mike reappears, having hid from the trash monster in the sewers. It was him who dragged the hoop into the garage to protect the agents from the monster. Mulder cuffs Gogolak to the mailbox. The trash monster appears and kills Gogolak, but since Gogolak's life force kept the monster alive, the monster dies too, collapsing into a pile of compost. The end. Even though people die needlessly, it's still a goofy episode. The best part is seeing Scully and Mulder pretending to live as an average married couple. Mulder is clearly having an amazing time playing house, so naturally Scully has to temper his enthusiasm. It's also a great take on the pettiness of HOA enforcement. I know it's important to respect the aesthetics of a building or neighborhood and not create eyesores, but no one wants anyone killed over it. Do you think this is good satire? Let me know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe.